Doctor of Education, major in Educational Management, subject Financial Administration of Educational Institution, code ADDM 703. Good morning. I am Rodrigo Jr. C. Baroy, one of the discussants for today. The topic that was given on me is about overview of financial administration with subtopics such as introduction, concepts, practices, issues and problems in fiscal management, and differentiation of a public from private financial management of schools. Let's start with the objectives. First one is to elucidate key component, to break down the elements of financial administration, making it easier for educators and administrators to understand. Second objective, differentiate public and private management. To clarify the distinctions between financial practices in public and private schools, and providing insights into how funding structure influence educational outcomes. Another objective, number 3, is to explore issues and challenges. Identify and analyze common issues that arise in fiscal management, including budgeting, challenges, funding inequities, and economic impacts. Another objective, number 4, recommend strategies. To suggest actionable strategies for improving financial management practices in both public and private school setting. Let's go to the definition of terms. When we say financial administration, it refers to a systematic approach to managing school finances, including budgeting, accounting, and reporting processes. Public schools. These are the institutions funded by the government sources, serving all students without tuition. Their financial practices are heavily regulated. When we say private schools, these are educational institutions financed through tuition and donations. They operate with more autonomy in their financial decisions. Fiscal management. It is a comprehensive management of a school's financial health, encompassing all aspects from budgeting to financial reporting. Next is budgeting. It is a process of estimating future revenues and expenditures, providing a framework for financial planning. Next is accounting. It pertains to the recording, classifying, and summarizing of financial transactions to provide accurate financial information. Next is auditing. It is the examination of financial records by an independent entity to ensure compliance with regulations and accuracy in reporting. Let's go to the content, to the body of my report. As an introduction, financial administration is vital for schools to achieve their educational missions. Effective management of financial resources directly impacts the quality of education provided to students. Schools must navigate a complex landscape of funding sources, regulatory requirements, and stakeholder expectations. Understanding the intricacies of financial administration equips educational leaders with the tools necessary to optimize resource allocation and enhance educational outcomes. For the concepts, when we say financial planning, it involves creating short-term and a long-term financial goals for the institution, including the capital projects and operational expenses. For the resource allocation, these are the strategic process of distributing financial resource among different departments and initiatives prioritizing areas that align with the school's mission. Cost-benefit analysis. It is a method to evaluate the economic feasibility of educational programs by comparing the expected cost to anticipated benefits. Financial reporting. It is the systematic dissemination of financial information to stakeholders. It includes budgets, audits, and financial statements to ensure transparency and accountability. Next is the practices. Budget development is one of the practices that school should engage stakeholders, teachers, parents, and community members in the budgeting process to ensure it reflects the needs of the student body. This includes forecasting revenue and prioritizing expenditures. Cash flow management and other practices. Effective cash flow management ensures that schools can meet their operational expenses. This involves monitoring receivables and payables closely to avoid shortfall of a school. Another practices, financial monitoring. Schools should regularly compare actual financial performance against the budget to identify variances and take corrective action. So it is one of the practices that is important to ensure corrective action, to compare actual financial performance against the budget. Number 4, practices of school, grant management. School must have a robust system for managing grants, including tracking expenditures and ensuring compliance with the grant requirements. Let's proceed to the issues and problems in the schools. Number 1 issue and problem, funding inequities. There are significant disparities in funding between public and private schools, often based on local property taxes, leading to inequitable resources and opportunities for students. Second, regulatory challenges. Public school must comply with numerous state and federal regulations, which can complicate budgeting and financial reporting process. Economic factors. Economic downturns can result in decreased funding for public school and reduced enrollment for private institutions, putting financial strain on both type of schools. Fourth problem is the transparency and accountability. Both public and private schools face scrutiny regarding their financial practices, necessitating clear reporting and oversight mechanism to build trust among stakeholders. Now let's proceed to differentiating public from private financial management. Number 1, in terms of funding sources. Public schools predominantly rely on state and federal funding, supplemented by local taxes. The funding is often formula-driven, creating variability based on local economic conditions. While private schools rely on tuition and philanthropic contributions, which can create financial volatility depending on enrollment and donation patterns. Second is the budgeting flexibility. Let's start with the public school. Public school operate within tight budgets with minimal flexibility, often requiring adherence to predetermined allocations set by governmental agencies. While the private school generally have more latitude to adjust their budgets based on immediate financial needs and market conditions. Third factor in differentiating public from private school, financial management is through oversight and compliance. Start with public school. Public school are subject to extensive audits and compliance requirements from state and federal authorities, necessitating a rigorous financial management approach. While, on the other hand, private schools, while less regulated, must maintain accreditation standards and report financial health to stakeholders. Last is the financial goals. Public schools focus on equity, aiming to provide all students with access to quality education, regardless of socioeconomic status. On the other hand, private schools often prioritize maintaining competitiveness and enhancing enrollment through marketing and fundraising initiatives. As a conclusion of our lesson for today, financial administration is a critical component of effective school management. Understanding the differences between public and private financial practices can help educators and administrators better navigate their respective challenges. Both sectors must adopt sound financial management practices to ensure sustainability and quality in education. Let's proceed to the recommendations. After knowing the body, the content of the lesson, and the conclusion, let's proceed to the first recommendation. Number one, professional development. Schools should invest in training programs that equip administrators with financial management skills, including budgeting and grant writing. Second, innovative funding models. Schools, particularly public institutions, should explore partnership with local businesses and organizations to diversify funding sources. Third recommendation, enhance financial reporting. Implement user-friendly financial reporting system that make data accessible to all stakeholders, fostering transparency. Fourth, stakeholder engagement. Engage parents and community members in financial decision-making processes to build trust and support for school initiatives. For our references, the following are the sources: National Center for Education Statistics, Dempster, McGinn, American Association of School Administrators, Education Commission of the States. That's all. The end of the lesson. Thank you.